Well, hi, this is Lance. Today we're having a look at this. This is the Neewer GC21B inflatable LED light stick. And yes, it's inflatable because it's portable. Just a quick disclaimer, Neewer did send me this product. I am under no obligations to let them see the video or anything like that before, and this is not a sponsored video. Keeping that in mind, this is not going to be a review, but we are going to have a look and test this product and see exactly what it can do for the price. Let's get on with the unboxing, shall we? I suppose we only really needed to cut it one side, eh? But you know. Okay, what have we here? We have a magnetic stand, it looks like. Some paperwork. A little pump, because it is inflatable, and what I presume is a little charging cable, and then the light itself. Well, that's quite interesting. This is a first for me as an inflatable bar light, but I can imagine that the compact nature of it makes it very good for travel. This is a portable bar light. A bar light is a pretty standard light. I mean, everybody uses, well, I don't know about everybody, but a lot of people use them around studios and things like that, but they're not exactly portable, especially in a 90 centimeter format like this. So to have an inflatable variant that weighs, okay, according to the site, the weight of this product is only 260 grams. Now, to put 260 grams in your backpack is nothing, and it uses just a standard USB-C port to actually charge, and it all seems to be nicely weather sealed, so I presume that it can take a bit of rain if you're out and about. Maybe you're a photographer that does outdoor thingies. So yeah, I like the idea of this product. Oh, and with all the warnings around there, evidently do not pack it away while it's still hot. Apart from the light, which comes nicely folded in your little bag, which also tells you to do not pack it because it's hot, while it's hot. It comes with your little pump magoti, which we're going to test now. And this little item here. Now this little item is just it's got a 1/4-20 on the back here so that you can fit it to any tripod or anything like that. Something like this, maybe, and you can put it on a table, and it's actually got a couple of magnets on it, so I would presume that you could stick it anywhere along here, because I see there is spots. You can see in this camera here, you see there's a magnet over here, there's another one over here, and of course one at the end here, and this sticks to any of those. And it sticks quite firmly so that it can hold the weight of the entire product, which is only 260 grams, so it's not exactly a heavy one. So if you wanted to put it onto a table, I would think that this is just connected like I have here to any standard little tripod, and then you could stick it like that in front of you, or hang it on something, or magnetize it to something, or any of the above, I guess. I'll tell you what, let's pump it up and test it. This should be interesting. Definitely a first. It's a first for me to have to pump up a light. I might speed this up. And there we have it, all nicely pumped up. And I must admit, it's actually quite rigid for what it is. Let's see if my theory holds, because you see there's two magnets next to each other here, which I presume is for the actual, this little tripod here. Fits perfectly. So, now we know what the magnets are for. Also, it comes with this little hangy thing at the end there, so that you could hang whatever you want on it. Change the Kelvin, quantity. This is going to be quite hard to fit onto my table here so that we can have a look at the screen. But there you go. Let me zoom in a little bit here. There we go. Right. So you've got your Kelvin value here for your warmth and cool of your light. And then obviously the temperature in increments of 1%. And it's quite bright. Yeah, it works. Let's see about this Kelvin value. Goes all the way down to 2700. So that's quite a nice warm light. And let's chase it the other way to the coldest value is 6500 Kelvin, which is quite cool. This is very bright. Obviously you don't have to have it that bright, but I would imagine that in a studio environment like this, 50% is probably more than sufficient. So if we stick it like that, I could have a new accent light. Makes me look kind of creepy, but I think that the main use case for this is obviously its portability. So if you're out and about and you're a professional photographer and you just want to have a light that somebody can hold next to a subject's face or something like that, then this is probably perfect for that type of thing. Or if you're somebody like me that likes to shoot videos of everything and you're on holiday, this type of thing is something that I don't mind taking with me to get a little bit of extra light in, say, maybe a hotel room if I want to have a quick vlog on, my holiday as it's going along. So I think this is actually quite a nice idea. It's the first one that I've seen that's inflatable. I'm sure there is more out there, but this is a very nice implementation. I could actually see me using it around the studio as well, as to have it off screen here and actually for your subject lighting, or even down here, but as I said, down below it looks a bit creepy. There's plenty of things that you could do with it. It's quite a nice light. I mean, that's at 50%. We'll just warm it up a little bit here. Yeah, that's a bit better. Yeah, that's a nice pleasing light. I mean, apart from the face, but I mean, the light itself is pretty pleasing. Also, I want to try this out on where I shoot B-roll, because the idea that I had for it is actually as an accent light for product shots. So let's go over there and have a look. Okay, I just wanted you to see over here how nicely this just sticks to the, because it's magnetized obviously, and you can just stick it to the pole, and I now have another accent light. How cool is that? Anyway, let's get it over here onto the B-roll table and see what we can do with it there. Right, so what I've done here is, this is obviously my camera that I would normally use to shoot some B-roll. I normally have one light above and then a couple of these little lights that I sort of have on either side. But what I've done here is I've actually put that little bracket, that magnetic bracket, onto a little arm, and I now have the inflatable light bearing down on it. At the moment it's only on 40%, and as you can see, that is so let me show you from the perspective of the camera that's actually shooting the product. You can see it on the screen over there, that lighting is pretty good, considering it's a white product, which would normally tone down the lighting a bit. But this is only on, if you get it behind here, that's only on 40% and 4800 Kelvin, so it's a little bit warm. And the lighting is perfect, but it doesn't stop there. I don't actually have to do that because I can just clip this off of the magnet, and I could actually just lie it down like that if I want a little bit of a different type of light that's more on the table than on the product. And of course I can crank it completely up to 100% if I really wanted to blow out the product, but we don't want to do that. So I think that 40% for my particular scenario here is actually quite good. So there's many different things that you could do with this. Also, I could just stick it on the pole right next to it, yeah. And just have it as a side light. So yes, I'm actually quite impressed with this light. Not simply for its portable sort of abilities. Okay, final thoughts on the inflatable LED light. I think for me, the best part of a device like this is obviously the portability. 260 grams and this form factor is great just to throw into your bag if you do need a light on the go. This is obviously an ideal choice. Obviously for somebody like a photographer on the go, this is also ideal, especially if you're doing portraits and that type of thing. If you want to shed some light on a specific subject in whatever scenario that you're shooting, then again, something like this is ideal. For what I'll be using it for, I think this is great for when I'm shooting both in when I'm shooting both at this table or doing B-roll, then having this as a secondary accent light, or when I'm doing B-roll as my primary forward light, I think this will do the trick just nicely. As far as pricing goes, Neewer is not cheap, but they're also not expensive. Some of the bigger brands are a lot more expensive. I first started using Neewer products long before they approached me and sent me this product for review or to have a look at. If you see the red light up there, that is a Neewer product as well. I also have a few tripods from them and some various smaller devices as well. Their products all have fairly good reviews, and they are hardy and, well, they last, which is the reason that I purchased my first products from them. So I have great hopes for this. If you did find this interesting and informative, please like, subscribe, all those lovely YouTuber things. I will of course have an affiliate link down below for this device. If you do use it, thank you very much. It does help the channel. And I will catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.